Welcome to LeapFrogBI Academy video training series on dimensional modeling. In this video, we're going to be discussing many dimensions. So a many dimension is a solution for a situation where we have a very wide dimension, a large dimension, that includes a subset of attributes that are changing very rapidly. And those attributes that are changing rapidly are being tracked. History is being tracked on them, such as in an SCD2 scenario. So the strategy here is that we're going to isolate those rapidly changing attributes, pull them out of our primary dimension, and place them into a mini dimension. Now the mini dimension is going to have a grain that's equal to the unique value of the combined attribute values. So it's going to be something like an adjunct dimension. We're going to relate our primary dimension to the mini dimension either through the fact, naturally, or if we need to create a relationship directly between these two dimensions, we could also create a factless. Let's look at an example. All right, so here we have a customer dimension. And inside this dimension, we have a couple of attributes that are being tracked on an SCD2 basis. And then we have many, many more attributes. Most of them are SCD1, let's say, but there may be a couple of SCD2s in there, but they're not changing rapidly, the ones that are SCD2s, that is. These two attributes, status and income, that are tracked as SCD2 are causing this dimension to grow very quickly. There could be, let's say, 1 million customers that we're trying to track, but because these particular attributes are changing so rapidly, it could quickly turn this million record dimension into a 100 million record dimension. So what we want to do is pull those two attributes out of our primary dimension and place them into a mini dimension. As you can see here, we have status and income in our mini dimension. We've taken those out of the primary, and we've applied a strategy where we put an ID on those two attributes, use the combined ID to come up with a kind of a smart composite key, which we're using here as the dimension natural key. That's totally optional how you apply that strategy, but the idea being that the grain of this mini dimension is the combined attribute values. Now, another thing that's fairly common here is that you'll want to actually have the current version of these values tracked within your primary dimension. And you can do this a couple of ways. You could create an outrigger out of the mini dimension by putting a foreign key in your primary. Or you could just go ahead and place status and income into your primary dimension and track the values on an SCD1 basis. Of course, if you do that, you're going to want to give the status and income in your primary dimension a different name. Maybe it's current status and current income, but you need to make sure that they have a different name as compared to the mini dimension to keep this clear for your users. Okay, and as we already mentioned, your primary dimension and your mini dimension are going to be related through the fact table. Typically, that's going to be all you need. You have a fact table, whatever it is, a transactional or a snapshot fact. Every fact will have a relationship or foreign key pointing to both the primary and the mini dimension. But there's times when you're going to want to query that primary dimension separately from the fact dimension. You may want to get counts of customers that have certain profiles, for example. In that case, you're going to need to have a direct relationship between the primary and the mini, as opposed to going through the transactional fact, for example. So you'll need to create a factless in that scenario that just maps out the relationship between those two dimensions. Okay, so a quick recap here. The mini dimension is used in cases where we have rapidly changing attributes in a wide dimension that we have an opportunity to actually pull out and keep that primary dimension from growing out of control. We might use a fact or a factless to relate the primary to the mini dimension. And you could add an SCD1 attribute to the primary dimension to track the current mini dimension values. So that's it. There's a mini dimension. Thank you for watching this video. Look forward to seeing you in future videos.